Okay, you guys, so we are back in this video. We're going to talk about Diddy being broke and he's suing Netflix to compensate for his brokenness. Let's talk about it. Allegedly. Now, according to reports, it says that Diddy is suing Netflix over allegations that the streaming service, yes, it is all surrounding that 50 Cent documentary, Sean Diddy Combs, The Reckoning, where 50 Cent in the documentary used clips from Diddy's videographer. Now, why was 50 able to get his hands on those clips? It's very simple, plain, simple, straightforward. Diddy, as per his history, and we have been hearing for like months now, if not years, he doesn't like to pay people. He hired the videographer. The videographer basically discussed the fees with Diddy in terms of a hourly rate, and he was like, I want you on board filming 24/7, capturing everything. The videographer did exactly what he was asked to do, but when he sent Diddy the bill, Diddy was like, heck, he's not paying that and all of that jazz, because when it comes to money, Diddy should be the only person who has money. Diddy doesn't believe in other people living a luxurious life, and if you're not a celebrity, he sees you as a nobody. Remember, a portion of the clip showed us when he went to was it Harlem or Louisiana, and he was hugging the people and he's like, I need a really hot bath, a steaming hot bath, because he's saying, with the germs and with everything that's going on today, he can't take any chances. So the water have to be boiling hot for him to get off those germs off him, because that's all he see people as. If you don't have a few figures in your bank account like him, if you don't roll in the same circle like him, you're literally a nobody. So he didn't have the respect for the videographer's work. He wanted the footage, he wanted the work to be done, but he doesn't have the respect nor the common decency to pay for the work being done. So the videographer had the hours of footage sitting on. Who knows how to get around the industry? 50 Cent. So 50 Cent reached out, got the clips, and when he got the clips, he paid. He paid handsomely. Now Diddy is suing because he's saying these are stolen footage in the docu-series. They can't be stolen if the videographer sells them. The videographer has to get work. He used his time. He used his equipment. He bought new equipment, developing the film, ensure that it was ready for when Diddy reaches out. And he did everything that he was supposed to do. And only the videographer money was tied up into all of that. So naturally, he could have even put that film on auction. He could have put it on auction to recover the money that he has lost and for the time that he has spent. So that videographer was a decent human being not to put that film on auction. So, Diddy needs to consider himself lucky talking about these are stolen footage. No, Diddy has escalated his legal battle against Netflix by sending a cease and desist letter regarding the new 4-part docuseries titled Sean Combs, The Reckoning. This series, which premiered recently, is produced by longtime rival Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. Diddy's legal team claim that the documentary includes footage that was unlawfully. Did he create that law? I know his legal team, had to come up with something because he bullies them. We could see it in the footage that he bullies those attorneys. He violates all the terms and guidelines. He was just doing the most, as it relates to his attorney. No, I'm still surprised. I'm surprised that he still has someone representing him after all that was, shown in those footage. No, he's saying that the footage was unlawfully obtained, specifically recordings made just days before his arrest in September of 2024 on serious charges. So he was arrested on sex trafficking and racketeering. No, in the cease and desist letter, Diddy's attorney argued that the footage used in the documentary was captured without proper authorization. I wonder how he narrows that down. And that the project represents a hit piece. He's taking credit for 50 Cent work because it is viral, it is trending. So it's like, this is a hit piece. Like, you have violated, legal rights, because he's basically saying that he is entitled to those clips. But here where he's not making any sense, right? Because he's saying the clips, the images that we saw, everything we saw in the video, that was a hit piece. But irrespective of the fact that he's saying it's a hit piece, he's saying that it is damaging to his reputation. Same thing he used in his, when they were doing the cease and desist before the trial. That's the same argument that is coming forth with, not back forth, but coming forth with. No, Netflix is not looking at Diddy. Netflix is letting him know that all the, content, they were legally obtained through the videographer which he hired. Netflix is saying to him, if you hired someone to do work and if you don't pay the individual can actually put the film out there to recover, compensation. So Netflix is letting him know that this is just a deal between the videographer. You didn't pay the videographer, and as such, the videographer is entitled to the film. And the thing is that when he hires the videographer, right? Hires the videographer to do the work. Once the videographer bills him for the work, if he refuses to pay, the videographer money keeps going up. So not only does he owe the videographer for the film and the days that the videographer actually has worked, he also owes the videographer for the time that the videographer has been holding on to this film. He owes the man for all of that time. And if X time passes, I think it is 6 or 8 months, something to that effect, and he still doesn't reach out, or if he hasn't been communicating saying, I'm going to pay you, this is how I'm going to pay you. And if the videographer has a reasonable doubt that Diddy can pay him immediately, but is refusing to do so, the videographer can actually move forward to seek compensation for his work done. So as such, there is really no case here. There is really no case here. None of the images were illegally obtained. It is the videographer's right, and it is within the videographer's right to actually ensure that he seeks compensation for his work done, his material used, and all of that jazz. And on top of it, the videographer can still go back and sue Diddy if he wants to. He can still sue Diddy if he wants to. Yes, that's correct. I did my homework on this one. So I think Diddy needs to consider himself lucky. We're going to have to see, the outcome of this, because he sent a cease and desist, before the trial, because he said that if the documentary was to release before the trial, it would have prevented him from getting a fair trial. He was successful with the cease and desist, but the trial is ended, the documentary is out. I don't see the reason why he's still moving with the cease and desist and then the lawsuit after the cease and desist. Seems very confused. Seems as though he's nervous about what is out there. Seems as though he knows that what has been released is about to really cause him some blows. But Cassie has told us everything already about you, and everything that he denied when Cassie said about him, everything that he denied has turned out to be on point exactly as Cassie said it is. So at the end of the day, he's just showing his true colors. Everything Cassie said about him has came to pass. Everything that he has denied has proven to be otherwise. So the only people are going to believe in this is the images and the clips on the Docu series and what Cassie says, because Cassie has been consistent in all of this. We can see everything that she told us about this man proving to be factual. But guys, So Cassie has been right all this time. Yes, during the trial, she made a statement which, the court was like, oh, this isn't finding to be factual. But with victims, especially, with Cassie, who has endured so much physical abuse, trauma, drug, all the freak offs and all of that. I mean, she can make mistakes, so you can't even call her a liar in all of this because, victims who experiences trauma to the magnitude of a Casa Ventura, it is expected that at some point in time, they may say something that, can be disputed, but it doesn't mean that she's necessarily lying. Even though they may use it against her to say you're lying, it doesn't mean that she's necessarily lying. And all the experts have proven this, that not because it may seem as though she's lying, not because there might not be enough evidence to back up her statements or claim, it doesn't mean that she's lying. So even when they, retract a few statements during the trial, it doesn't mean that she was lying. Definitely does not mean that. But, whether so or not, she has been the only one in all of this that has proven to be consistent and factually consistent. Everything she told us about this man has been proven to be factual. And if you guys remember, when people were doubting her about the things that she endured, that Intercontinental Hotel video was later released, and then people were like, oh shit, she ain't lying after all. The girl is telling the truth. People were really shocked to see that Cassie was being honest and factual about what she had experienced. But I'm going to leave you all right here. I'm going to leave you all with that for now. So Diddy is suing Netflix to recover for his lost wealth. He's going broke. I believe Diddy has his kids doing nefarious things for money. I believe so. I just can't prove it, allegedly. But leave your comment below. Let me know what's your take. And while you're at it, do all you need to on this video to support your girl. Peace.